Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Naked CTF. I'm Jono from OpenLearnSec, and in the Naked CTF series, I will attempt to compromise and own a server from HackTheBox. This is my first attempt. I've not solved it beforehand, nor read anything about it. It's all done as one take with no editing, so this could be 30 minutes or 3 hours. Let's go. Today we're doing Armageddon, which is an easy Linux box. Just spawned a few minutes ago, so let's get ourselves set up using our shell macro. Very good. And let's move into the working directory. I'm just gonna shorten Armageddon to Arma because I can't be bothered typing out Armageddon. And we'll open our notes here. Arma, there we go. So the shell macro populated my template for me, so let's always start out with our recon. SC, SV, all ports, T4 timing, verbose, output to nmap1.txt, and then our target IP. So we'll let that fly. Straight away, it's discovered 22 and 80. So what we'll do is start to get some notes going here. We're going to assume port 80 is HTTP, and we're going to assume that port 22 is SSH, but we will wait for the full nmap report. So just the 2 ports it found out of 65,535. It's now going to do some service level detection and already complete. Brilliant. So I love it when it's fast like that. It's not always the case, because it means we're not sitting around twiddling our thumbs waiting for it to complete. Okay, there's our SSH, pretty standard. OpenSSH 7.4. No operating system banner in the no operating system mentioned in the OpenSSH banner. So there we go. And then on port 80 we have Apache 246 running on CentOS. Okay, that's a little bit different because CentOS is not the normal Linux distribution that you see on a lot of HackTheBox hosts. We also get a banner that it's running PHP 5.4.16, and the title, Welcome to Armageddon. It's already flagged that Drupal is the HTTP generator. I guess that's a meta tag in the HTML that's returned. There's a lot of entries in robots.txt, so a lot of disallows, which is interesting because basically robots.txt is saying, hey, don't query or don't index these paths, right? So this is definitely something we want to poke around in. They've kind of leaked some information there. Very nice. So as always, we'll kind of leave SSH alone until we, the plan is to develop some credentials. So that could be username and or passwords. And we'll focus on HTTP. So casual browse of website, looking for anything interesting. Drupal 7, try and find minor version numbers. So 7 is the major. It might be 7.0, who knows? But we could do follow robots.txt paths for more enumeration. And what else? We want to... Yeah, I think that's enough to get started. Possibly with this, we may look at Drupal, look at appropriate Drupal vulns, or look at research. Research if Drupal is vulnerable. Okay, I think that's a good enough plan to get started. Let's blow this back up. Let's jump in here, grab the IP address, and it's HTTP, not HTTPS, so we can just enforce that. And there we go, Armageddon. Welcome to Armageddon. No front page content has been created yet. powered by Armageddon. If we have a look at the page source, do we get a version? What was it? Version Drupal 7. Yep, that's the generator. So this meta tag is what shows up in the Nmap report here. You can see HTTP generator. Okay. What else we got? Yeah, so Drupal being a CMS, it's going to automatically generate a whole load of stuff. A lot of CSS, a lot of JS. It's a framework, so there's going to be a lot of stuff in there. Nothing interesting in terms of the comments. So we're not going to treat this as a bespoke application. We're going to look at it from the Drupal perspective. Let's try a user login, admin, and, you know, admin password. Nope. Admin root. Nope. Okay, never save. Go away. So maybe I think out of these robots, these paths listed in robots.txt, we should just sort of ping a few of them to see what's going on. So if we hit cron.php, we get 403, access denied. If we hit install.php, Drupal is already installed. Please proceed to the update script. What does that do? Denied. You need to log in an account with administer software updates. Okay. What else might be interesting? Upgrade XML RPC. So that sounds like an API / admin. Admin. Not found. Okay, interesting. Comment, reply. These all look like kind of endpoints or various URLs that are used for routing within the Drupal app. And I think we might kind of leave the rest alone. We should also add to our list here, if stuck, consider file and directory enumeration. But, okay, what do we do? I want to get a more specific version number, so I'm going to do Drupal version fingerprint. See if there's an easy way to do it. So it looks like there's an NSE script and possibly detect its version. Let's see here. Okay. So grab the NSE script, pipe it into this file, change the file permissions, and then we can run nmap script equals http Drupal fingerprint NSE. And then we set this parameter http Drupal fingerprint base URL. Okay. So do we want to give this a go? I mean, it's 5 years old. Let's just have a look at the script. Maybe we can do it manually. So these are common Drupal website fingerprints. Yeah, we see them in the robots.txt. Detects Drupal version from changelog.txt body. Good idea. So we did see that, I think, in here. Yeah, /changelog.txt. That, of course, is included as part of the distribution of Drupal. And if we can read it, yeah. Okay, 7.5.6. So here is all the historical versions. Every time they do a new release, they add the version number and they make some notes about what the release looks like. Kind of a summary, patch notes. So let's go back here and Drupal 7.5.6. Okay. So we might just spend a minute looking around the website. There is nothing really here Let's see if we can create a new account. And open learn sec. Please @subscribe.com. Create new account. But we don't have to access the email. Unable to send email. Okay, so that's... Can't send outbound email, which is fair enough, because that would be open for abuse in the lab environment. And thank you for applying an account. It's pending approval by the site administrator. So even though we can register for an account, we do need admin access to actually approve that account. It doesn't automatically give you credentials to the site. So, revealed version number for Drupal confirmation for Drupal fingerprinting. Lovely. Now let's look if there's some vulnerabilities. So we're going to do Drupal 7.5.6 exploit? Question mark. Let's have a look. Okay, first result, exploit DB. Love it. So, let's have a look. Ruby code. So, anything under 850 and everything from 723 to 757. 723, 757. We're at 756, which makes things useful. There's a reference to the GitHub here. I'm sure it's just going to be a copy of the same code, but we'll have a look anyway. And Drupal. URL attacking, direct commands, or writes a PHP shell to the web root. Oh yeah. All subdirectories, supports Linux and Windows targets, auto detects Drupal version or takes a good guess. So it looks like this particular Drupalgeddon, which is written by Dreadlocked. Thanks Dreadlocked for doing this, making it available, which is 4 years ago. Okay, it looks like what I was getting at is it wraps up multiple vulnerabilities. I don't know if each one of these is a CVE or it's the same CVE being exploited in different ways. Here's an example. So you just simply run it and point it at Drupal. And then it finds the changelog to get the version number, which is cool. Code execution. Good news, everyone. Target seems to be exploitable. Woohoo! Great news, everyone. Futurama reference there. Writing to web root. Echo. Blah, 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 blah. Very good news, everyone. Wrote to the web root. Wahey. Fake shell. Okay. And then it gives you something of an interactive web shell, which is... when I say interactive, it gives you a prompt that you can run commands from, but it's not an actual interactive shell. So you couldn't SSH from it, for example. So I like where this is going. Let's grab this. It's not a Metasploit module or anything like that. Let's try and understand the code a little bit more. I do like Ruby because it is very readable. Okay. Try PHP shell. This is just setting up some preferences for execution. So payload, but this is better. Okay, so it writes a simple PHP script that if the C get parameter is present, it will run system with the value of C and do a little bit of redirection for std error. And it will base64 encode that, and then it will pipe it with base64 decode. Okay. So sets up a new HTTP request, sets agent, cookie, if cookie not empty. A little bit of error handling. Very cool. Generate evil URL. Payload, element. Vulnerable parameters, access callback, lazy builder, pre-render, post-render. So, yeah, it hits a specific URL, something to do with account/mail, and there's a command injection somewhere in there. Okay, so that's if it's version 8. If it doesn't start with version 8, it uses a different element. Yeah, so this one uses something in the /mail path. This one uses something in the time zone path. If it starts with 7, it uses, okay, this is really good exploit code. It handles different versions and tries to run the same exploit, but, you know, obviously, I don't know if they tried to fix it, but it still existed elsewhere. And just some helper functions to make things look pretty. We don't have authentication, so hopefully this doesn't need auth. Did it say it needed authentication? Because we might be in trouble if that's the case. Nah. Okay, authentication is specified, so we can try it without a username and password to log into Drupal. Okay, we've already been through that. And yeah, really, really nice bit of proof of concept exploit code, of course. Wow, that's a good model. I might definitely use that as an example because I am okay somewhat with Ruby. And I do want to kind of make a note of that because at some point I do want to start writing some exploitation code myself. You know, for old kind of, this is 2018, for old vulnerabilities like this because, hey, I need the practice. I know that Python has pwn tools for this, which is really useful, but yeah, this is just all something that's, you know, down the track that I want to get into. So let's grab the exploit DB reference, which is 4 4s and then 9. Make a directory exploit, go into that, and we're going to do search exploit, which is a tool, CLI tool for exploit DB. We're going to mirror that. We're going to have a copy now. And then if we do Ruby, do we have Ruby installed? I would think so. I think it's starting up for the first time. Maybe indexing some stuff. I thought it would give me an interactive Ruby prompt. Maybe not. Okay. Let's just do Ruby and then that. Okay. All right, let's see that again. Ruby gems, core, external kernel, require, cannot load such file. Which one is it? User lib, Ruby, vendor Ruby, Ruby gems, core extensions, kernel, required RB, right? Highline, import, load error. Okay, so what gems is it using? Base 64, JSON. Okay, it's probably this, yeah, it's this highline import. So we can install some gem manager. Yep. Let's install it globally. Gem install highline. All right, we'll try and resolve that dependency. Might just take a second. Let's rerun our exploit. Nope, not that one. And see if that fixes it. Yeah. So now that Highline Ruby gem is installed, Ruby gem is kind of like a Python module, a pip module. Same sort of concept. So we're just simply going to point it to HTTP/IP and see what happens. All right, that happened really fast. So let's go back and read through it. So target, found, changelog, version 756, testing, form, user password, form valid. So I would say that's this form here. Clean URLs is disabled. Isn't an issue for Drupal version 7. Code execution, good news everyone. Testing, existing file. So the shell.php got uploaded. And if I read shell.php correctly, we should just be able to do /shell.php and the C parameter. Yep, request C equals ID, and there we get the output. Brilliant. But it gives us a nice little kind of fake shell here. Interactive thing, so you don't have to keep hitting the website. So we've got ID. We've got, what else? Working directory is var www.html, so let's take a note of that. Drupal is vulnerable to remote code exec. Let's grab the exploit that we used. There it is. And what should be our next step? We probably want to get a reverse shell up and running so that we can have something a little bit more stable and interactive. So let's leave that there for now. Let's create a new window. Let's split this in half. And we're going to do, we need to go back to MSF Venom cheat sheet because I haven't learnt all the options here. So let's think about this. We can curl this into the web root from our box. So we generate this, we run curl on the web server to fetch this from us, and then we can execute it. I'm hoping so. Like if we do php shell.php. Yeah, I don't know if it'll support like a... you know what? Let's just try a bash one-liner instead of going through all of this. Bash. Bash minus I. Yep, this is probably what we want. What's our IP? It's going to be echo on 0, 10, 10, 14, 18. Yep, port 1337. Let's copy that. And let's set up a catcher, listener to catch it. NC NVLP 1237. Go back to here. Run this, maybe it'll work. Detected a known bad character. So we can't use greater than. Greater than, less than. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna like that. So obviously in the code here, unknown detected and known bad character. Yeah, so it does have a warning if you send a greater than. Obviously that breaks it somehow. So can we do a bash one-liner with no greater than? I mean, we could try doing some base 64. So we want to do... Okay, let's think about this. Base 64, then this. How do we do standard input? Base 64, it's been a while. Help. Oh, okay, so you gotta use a TAC to indicate STD input. Oh, I'm overriding. Extra operand. Okay, let's do this. For file is TAC read standard input. So why is it complaining about this? Do we need double quote? I don't know. No. Extra operand. So I'm not formatting the string correctly somehow. No. Base 64 extra operand. Nope, that's definitely not it. Okay. Let's go into our directory here. You know what? We could... Yeah, let's try it. I was going to say we could just upload a PHP shell, but, reverse shell. So... CTF HDB armor. Then we're going to vim r.txt, put that in there, base 64 r.txt. Okay, so we got that. So we can use that as the command if we can copy it correctly. So it's not gonna... Oh, okay. You killed it. Look, this is something I need to figure out. No, there we go. So let's paste... Oh. How's it doing a... carriage return? Base 64 minus D. No, nothing. Okay, sod this. in the interest of time, I'm going to grab trusty old pen test monkey, copy this, then we're going to put it in here. Vim, let's call it rshell.php, nice and stealthy. Then we go to what we want to do is we want to run python 3 -m http.server. Then we're going to test by doing curl http 10.10 14 18 8000. See if it hits. Oh, permission denied. One. Nope. Okay. 10, 14, 18. Curl. Well, what about W yet? 10, 10, 14, 18, 8000. No. 10, 10, 14, 18, 8000. Is it actual networking that's the problem, or I'm just trying to think. Okay. Need some coffee. I'll think this through. Right. Failed to connect. IPFW? No. IP tables. What is IP tables list? -S. IP tables -S. Nope. L. Yeah, so the IP tables module is not even loaded. Or it's more likely the fact that not running it as root. So let's have a look in home. No. Okay. Home, we don't have permissions. Root, we don't have permissions. Curl. HTTP 10, 10, 14, 18, 8000. So curl 7 failed to connect. Let's look that up. Curl 7 failed to connect. Is not running at all. So it's like connection refused. Firewall. Okay, it's definitely listening. Curl HTTP 10, 10, 14, 18, 8000. Permission denied. Yeah, so that's slightly different. Permission denied. Yeah. Oh, CentOS. Interesting. Right, SE Linux. So CentOS by default might be locked down a little bit more with SE Linux, which I think is Secure Environment Linux. Security Enhanced Linux. Weird. So you would need to change this SE Linux setting using root. And it looks like this particular set SE bool. Set SE bool. Can we check that? Help. Set SE bool show value. SE manage boolean -L. SE manage boolean -L. No SE Linux policy installed. Well, let's try this. I mean, it's worth a shot. HTTP and network connect. So it looks like in this case, this particular setting in SE Linux stops the HTTP process from, yeah. So what else we got? We don't have a TTY, so yeah. Okay. So how are we gonna get a rev shell? Does the... This doesn't have an option for uploading a file, does it? Okay. So get input, check input, exit. If web shell path.empty. Okay, so that sends the request to the web shell that's been created. Okay. And then just writes back the result. So weird. King 10.10.14.18. Yeah, so this HTTPD user is quite locked down. It seems like it's really restricted in terms of what outbound connections it can make. Okay. So can we do? What can we do? We can't upload anything because we can't use curl. Like, even if we inject it via this shell.php, it's still going to execute in the... Okay. User bin. Oh. So this is exactly what I'm seeing in the, yeah, in the interactive prompt here. So let's just do a bit of a checkpoint here to think this through. So we have web shell access and code execution as, what was it? Apache user? Apache user. Groups. What else? Today minus A. Okay, let's grab this. Cat etc OS release. May not have it. Oh, there it is. CentOS 7. So next objective is to get an interactive shell so we can better explore priv-esque opportunity. And to be honest, like there's no flag here, right? No flag.php. We don't have home directory access. Can we cat etc password? Yeah, so okay. We know that Bruce, the real admin, is oops. So we don't have any credentials except this. This is Linux user, and that's an interactive user. Everything else is no login, no login, no login, except root. So if we've got Bruce, the real admin, we probably want to try and find a password for him. Found Linux user Bruce, the real admin. What else? So netstat minus AON. Let's do netstat minus AN grep listen. So what else is running on here? Oops. So there's SSH, something on localhost 25, and we have MySQL, which is very interesting. 3306. So given that we have access to well, I'm assuming we can do cat something like web.config. Yeah, so as the Apache user, we can obviously read everything in the HTML directory. So let's do Drupal database credentials location. Drupal usernames and passwords stored in the MySQL database on the server. Where is the database username and password? Stored in sites default settings.php. And if we look here, ls sites default, and there's settings.php. Come on, let's see if we can access the database. Default settings, .php. Settings. All right, let's browse through this. IP blocking. Nope. It's a long file. Drupal site-specific config file. We assume that this is what's being used. So here's an example database connection string. More sample code, sample code, sample code. This is all commented out because you can see the star on the left here. And there we go. Okay, so let's grab this. This is good. Obtained MySQL connection credentials used by Drupal. So let's do this. And let's add a nice entry for it. MySQL creds Drupal user. And then password. Oh, careful. Okay. Why is that star getting populated? I think it's the editor automatically trying to format things. Yeah, let's take that out. So, do we have the MySQL client? Yes. Okay. So we could do a one-liner MySQL client to select Drupal. So we want the table that has the usernames and passwords. Okay. Oh, is PHP my admin on here? That would be nice. No, we didn't see it in the directory listing. It might still be configured as a path. No. Okay. Fair enough. Drupal. So we want Drupal 7 users table. So I just want some plain old, select from users. Okay. So we're just going to run select star from users and go from there. If we need to refine it, we can. And MySQL CLI pass query on the command line. Yeah, minus E. Minus E. Okay. So let's construct this vim dump.txt. So we're going to do MySQL user is going to be Drupal user. Password. We don't want to enter, we want to pass the password. So let's add this. Then we want to construct our query, which will be -e use Drupal, which is the database name according to this. Yeah, I think so. use Drupal. Oops. Select star from users. Let's try this. Cat dump.txt. Actually, can I just pipe that into clipboard? Clip. Is it X clip? X clip? Nope. Okay. Gotta figure that out at some point. At dump.txt. Let's grab this one-liner that will hopefully dump the users table for us. Fingers crossed. We don't specify host because it should default to localhost. Access denied for user Drupal user at localhost. Okay, using password? No. So -p in this case means prompt for password. Oops. MySQL CLI password. Either the -p or password equals. There must not be any blank space after the option letter. Okay. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. And try again. Cat dump.txt. I really need a new mouse. What is going on? Come on. Okay, foreground. Check we're still alive. Yep. Access denied for Drupal user at localhost. This time password, yes. So let's just double check the cat sites default settings.php. Okay. We'll get back to the database config. Oh, there's the password salt. That could be handy. So, yeah, let's definitely grab that. Drupal password salt. Nope. Okay. Okay. Oh, there was a star in there. Oh my god. Okay. Look, this is why pasting into Markdown could be a bad idea. So if you're going to do lots of funny characters, it might be worth pasting it into a code block rather than native Markdown. In fact, it's probably my fault. It did preserve the star, but I thought it was the... For some reason, because I just saw it pop up, I thought it was Obsidian that was kind of trying to mess with the formatting. So let's take this. Let's update the password. Yeah, and then let's rerun this. All right, cool. Let's grab all of this. And so we can, there's our please subscribe that we got earlier. And it's quite messy, so all we probably want is everything like UID, null is name. Okay, let's start with 1. UID, name, password, mail. And then we don't really care about anything else because we're just trying to get this guy. So let's do use Drupal, select name, password, or pass. And login. All right, let's rerun that. Okay, a little bit more sane. That was actually select star. Then we'll add the condensed version here. There it is. Okay. So we've got Drupal user Bruce, the real admin, which matches the Linux user, which is good sign, and password hash above. Okay. So having been through this exercise on another Drupal exploitation, I know that last time we spent ages trying to crack the password. So, but I think that was a different version of Drupal, and Drupal 7 hashcat. Yeah, I think because this is salted, yeah, so what I'm saying is the last Drupal compromise that I did, I think it was older and it didn't have any salt, and it was basically simple MD5. Sorry, it was Blowfish. And so with this newer version of Drupal, I think they've changed the authentication or the hashing scheme. It looks like 15 rounds of SHA-512 prefixed with $S base 64 encoded number of rounds, 6-byte random salt. So if we pipe this into base 64 minus D, nope, base 64 minus D, and then we want just standard input, right? Oh my god. Okay. And then there's the user that I created. So let's just have a look for Drupal 7 hashes SC type phases 16,000 iterations of SHA-512 with salt. SHA-512 Drupal 7. Well, first things first, let's see if hashcat can just identify it, right? So armor vim hash.txt. This is the one that we're interested in. Nope, that's me. We want Bruce, the real admin. So we're going to paste this in here. Okay, it looks good. Copied good. Then we do hashcat. Hash.txt. Let's see if it can identify it off the bat. And while we do that, yeah, there we go. 7,900 Drupal 7 forms. Now, otherwise, it's going to try every password on the planet. So we don't want to do that. Let's pass it a word list. And we'll just do good old rock you. Maybe we need to put the hash at the end. Hash.txt. Hashcat. Okay, word lists. So we'll just let it auto detect. We'll pass the hash. Hashcat. Hash.txt and then pass to word list or dictionary. User share word lists rock you. All right. But you just told me you knew what it was. Oh, I misspelled hash. That was, man, a lot of misspellings. I tend to do singular as plural and plural as singular and everything else. So we're going to let this run for a little bit. So the thinking here is that we want to get Bruce, the real admin, Drupal password, try via hashcat, then try to reuse the Drupal password for Linux user. Oh, cracked. Okay, so what is it again? Show result. You got a hit. Boo boo. That's it. So there's the hash. Boo boo is the password. So we can test this on the Drupal side by going here and trying to log in as Bruce, the real admin. Bruce, the real admin. Boo boo. Yep. Okay, cool. So it works on Drupal. Now, the big question. Does it work for SSH? IP. Yes. Password, boo boo. And we're in. Nice. Okay, so now we've obtained a different user context. Password reuse is good. So password is boo boo. Right, let's grab the user flag. There we go. Bang that in there. Boom. Okay. So now we kind of move on to Privesc, right? Because we've got an ordinary user here. Yeah, an ordinary user. Now we want to try and get root. Logged in via SSH with Bruce, the real admin. And what are our options? We can do WinPs, we can look for local exploits, all that good stuff. We don't need a rev shell anymore because we've just got direct SSH access. So what do we want to do? Let's just do our basic enumeration. No SSH key. Sudo minus L. Oh, okay. So yeah, this seems to be a really common Privesc, is that there's just like a sudo configuration or sudo is configuration, no password. That doesn't matter because we've got the SSH Linux user anyway. So now we need to see how we can use snap. So snap is the package manager, like it's an alternate package manager. Very controversial. Some people love it, some people hate it. Well, I think most people hate it. But it's kind of like, yeah, you create a snap application and it will be portable between Linux distros and all that sort of stuff. So let's do good old hack tricks. I'm assuming we can just create a snap file. Snap. No. GTFO bins. Snap. If the binary is allowed to run a super user, it does not drop the elevated privileges and may be used to access the file system, etc. Okay, it runs commands using a specially crafted snap package. So we want to generate our own snap file, snap package, which will spawn a shell. It does chmod for us, which is very nice. And then that's the command we use to run it. So we want to take this and then we want to run FPM. Do we have FPM on the box itself? No. What about okay, we can kill this because we've now got access. Do I have it locally on my machine? FPM. No, but we can sudo apt install FPM. So we have access to the package, the snap packaging manager. Okay, maybe not. FPM package. Okay, how do we install it? We need Ruby. It's been a Ruby sort of exercise today. Yeah, okay, so it's a Ruby gem. So we did, as we did before, to make the exploit work, sudo gem install FPM. All right. Can we just do FPM? Okay. No parameters given. Let's go to our SSH and just see if we can install it, because that will just avoid us having to upload the snap that we create. And we can do it on here. No, we don't have the gem command. Okay, no problem. So we're going to do vim own.snap. We're going to put this code in here that we borrowed. And then we're going to use, because they were very nice, they gave us the command on how to generate it. Generate with FPM. Which package source did you want? Which package output did you want? So I'm assuming we can do FPM -s -t tone 1, whatever. Expected one of, okay. Okay. Alright, let's have a look at the, oh. Wow, a lot of options. It's a lot to read. Okay. We probably need a shortcut for this. Maybe this is the command. Oh, okay. Command is ID. mktemp -d. Make the metal hooks. Printf command. And then that's to install it. So, right. I don't think this is a file that we run. So we want to run. Okay. Let's do this. So we run this in our shell. So we're going to set command equals bin bash -i. Echo command. Okay, that's the first one. cd $mktemp -d. mkdir -p meta hooks. And then we're going to run this printf. Nope. That's going to import our environment variable bin bash -i. Then we're going to chmod the installer script that's generated. Then we're going to run fpm -n pwn -s dir -t snap -a all meta. Okay, now we've got our snappy snap. So we're going to copy the pwn snap package to CTF HDB Armageddon. Then we are going to move to that directory. Clear screen. Then we will run Python 3 -m http.server. We should be able to actually connect now that we've got a regular user context rather than Apache user context. 10, 10, 14, 18. Yeah, we need the file name, don't we? So let's grab that. Back to here. Output to that. Failed to connect. Ah! Oh, we didn't put the port number. Oh goodness, come on, don't give me that curl error again. There we go, we got some bytes. Then we can do sudo -l sudo user bin snap install star, which should grab the .snap in our local directory. Own. Okay, star meaning anything can go after that. Cannot find signatures with metadata for snap. Ah, it did say dangerous and dev mode switch. Dangerous dev mode, which probably checks, bypasses some of the signature checks and everything else. Running the install hook. Okay, is it gonna work? Not sure if it's doing something. Hello? Hello? Oh. Did it work? Oh. Run install hook. Bash. Cannot set terminal process inappropriate IOCTL for device. No job control in this shell. Okay. Okay. So snap sudo use sudo -l sudo user bin snap install pwn dangerous and dev mode. Okay, I won't send a whole bunch of text at it this time. Because I think if we go back here, it's the actual install hook. Bin sh false and then command. Okay, so we're getting the shell, but then it's dying. I wonder if this is just a zip file. Own 1.0 snap. Okay, whatever. So we just need to revisit it. Like in this case, command ID is not what we want because it's just going to run the ID and then we want an interactive shell. So I would have thought bin bash -i sudo. Okay. sudo snap install root shell. Let's try and find another example. Snap package for root. Okay. Root framework? No, that's not what we want. Sudo snap install priv-esc. Malicious. Okay. So we'll add a new user, dirty sock, who can sudo -i. Okay. Well, I guess we can run anything as root, right? Maybe we don't need a shell, so to speak. Okay. Okay, this might be a bit overkill for what we're looking for. So we don't want to actually exploit a snap vulnerability. Yeah, this is a particular snap vulnerability. All we want to do is create a malicious snap package, so to speak. Malicious snap package. Okay, we understand the install hook. Snapcraft and knit. Malicious commands inside the install file. Yeah, okay, so let's just add this to the okay, let's start again. Where's our commands? What was it? Exploit. Yeah. Own.snap. So let's do cd mk temp -d. Might as well just use another new fresh temp directory. mkdir -p meta hooks. Then let's vim meta hooks install. Add these commands. So it's going to create a user called OpenSSL. User add -p OpenSSL password -1. And then we should be able to just SU to that user. So user ID 0. Password is, okay, so it's kind of like generating a password. Yep, okay. So happy with that. Then let's make sure we make that executable. Then run fpm -n pwn to -s -t snap -a all meta. Generate a new package. Copy pwn to our working directory. CTF HDB armor. CTF HDB armor. Pwn to .snap. Okay. Then run a web server. -m http.server. It's up and running. Go back to our SSH session. Curl http. Okay, whatever. Need to fix that. We're going to use curl to get our new package version. 10, 10, 14, 18, 8000 / whoops. Let's get rid of that. Oh, we need an output file. Then we're going to do sudo user bin snap install pwn to .snap, and we need the dev mode and dangerous. So now if we do cat etc password, we can see the pwned user. Can we su to it? What? Oh. It's gonna be password 123. There we go. We're root. Yay! Go to the root directory. No. We're in our home directory. So we come in here and then we can cat root.txt and we can grab this and we can come here and put in our root flag and boom, there we go. Okay, all done. Cool. That was an awesome box. Really, really enjoyed it. So just to recap, we found Drupal running on port 80. We were able to find the version through the /changelog.txt. That pointed us towards a vulnerability that exists, which allowed us to write a PHP script to the server. That gave us a web shell. After a bit of mucking around, the web shell let us dump the users table. Well, the web shell running in the web server context, the HTTP context, let us read the configuration file, the configuration PHP file for Drupal. That gave us the database credentials. The database credentials allowed us to dump the users table. The users table gave us a username of Bruce the Real Admin and a password hash. Using hashcat and the RockU word list, we're able to reverse that password. That password was then able to be reused as the Linux system level user. And we saw that from a sudo perspective, or sudoers, we were able to run snap install. Using snap install, we crafted a malicious package, and that malicious package simply added a new user with UID 0. That command was running in the root context. So then we were able to SU to our newly added user that had root privileges. Cool. That was awesome. So it's been a lot of fun. If you stuck around to the end of this video, thanks very much. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, whatever time it is for you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.